is it Wix or whatever the website thing is, and basically see which one is the most efficient way to really go. So today I wanted to basically get people's perspective and see from your guys' view what you think is, you know, necessary for this platform, to basically then see if we can still just go ahead and just build it straight for the interim solution. And then what I really wanted to do as well is review the progress reviews as well, as people should submit them on the 30th of this month to go to the next stage. And yeah, so that's what I was really gonna do. And hey Faith, how are you? Hope you had a lovely week. I mean,
Hi, I'm good. And yourself?
You good? I'm glad you had a good week, and I'm good. Brazier breaks you. Very breaks you. GoDaddy is best for domain and emails and protection. Wix is best for website ad platforms, so linking both is cheap and cost effective. Okay, nice. Because I do actually, let me guys show you then. I do have a website with GoDaddy, but this was like the most basic website to basically just quickly get information out. So technically you can continue building on it. It just ends up costing, let's say, per page. But can you see, like, this is just like it's always spam. So I was gonna see, since it's already started, I was going to see if, like, you know, the benefits versus Wix versus them. And it's basically like, you know, a little, just basically a little overview of virtual takeover. But like, can you see, obviously you can't buy courses and stuff like that. So since that is here, I shall have a look. But like you said, Wix might make more sense. But then of course, I'm gonna see as well how much Wix costs. Because for example, if we use Wix for like a year and then build own platform, it's like, is it worth throwing away the money for 1 year on Wix? Or should I just spend extra and go straight to developing their website? So we shall see, we shall see. And I guess then in terms of JIRA, what I really was gonna do is show people a quick overview of how to basically create plans in JIRA. But this could be for anything. If you guys remember, I was encouraging you guys to do requirements gathering in here as well. So we'll just do a quick overview of how everything works, so you can basically go ahead and start, you know, well, utilize JIRA. We did do 2 in-depth sessions, so I will share recordings from those as well. But this is just a quick one. So first, you know, it really depends. If you open it, it'll just basically bring up this straight to you anyways. If you already got a board, to create a space, you just go under space and you choose which one you prefer. I've been using Scrum lately because, yeah, it's just, I like it better. So we'll do test, team managed. It's then going to ask you who you want to add to your board. So at this point, if you know the emails of the people that you're working with, you can add it. If you don't know the emails of the people, you can end up just skipping it. I don't know why it's taking a while. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? So you'll see here, this is where you can start adding people, or you can just skip it through. And you'll get all of these different views, so timeline, backlog, board, calendar, list. You can also create forms. So the main thing is as well, let's see, when you go on here, can you guys see, you'll see task, bug, story, epic. If essentially you're not seeing it, it's just at the start when you clicked it, you didn't choose it. Did someone say something? What's the forms for JIRA? So forms, essentially, you create a form that essentially, rather than filling out like a list like this, you end up sending someone. So it'll basically be a form that has all of these as fields, but when you send it to people, it actually looks like a real form. So let me show you the example. It actually looks like a real form rather than entering it by a list. So why is it there? Well, sometimes people just prefer to, especially if you're not doing loads of these, let's say, creations, rather than like, having to go and create all of the lists. Sometimes form is just an easier way to visualize to the people that you need to get the information from. This could also be for, so for example, a lot of services IT would use it. You could do this, send out to all your stakeholders and say, this is the form to fill out, the requirements gathering. Please use this form to fill it out. This is particularly easy if essentially ends up being, a sort of one time as well. So can you see it just looks different from a user perspective? So again, it's whatever your stakeholders prefer to have. So whatever I would put in here and submit it, it would actually automatically populate this JIRA. So it's just basically an option if you prefer to send it this way. I do believe this way is easier if, let's say, there's only one entry that people are doing. So we actually used forms during budgets. So when we was raising budgets for one of the organizations, we basically did a form. So where rather than you having to go into a board and do it like this, which sometimes can off-put people, especially people who don't use project management, who are not aware of PMO and governance, leads nicely to our debate. You end up sending the form out, so it's just easier for them to fill it out, and visually it just looks different as well. So it's basically an option. I believe forms are more useful essentially when it is an individual input that you need, rather than, let's say, if someone needs to go and submit 100 of these, I believe it's easier for them to go into the board. But yeah, that's an option. So you can basically create the form for anything. It could be for requirements gathering, send it out to all your stakeholders. It could be for plans as well. It could literally be for whatever you desire, and then it populates your list. And then if you can't see, so remember when we discussed it last time, basically an epic is a big milestone that you want to achieve. Those milestones then will break into stories that essentially are required for you to achieve that epic. And from those stories, you can actually add tasks as well. But actually nowadays, people break epics into tasks or stories. And essentially with story, in the real agile world, you should say in a story, as a something, I want to achieve this. So I would say I would say basically, as the owner of PWTO, I want to decide which platform to use for the interim solution. I know it sounds long, but because I broke it down like this, I'm able to actually know what the story is. So that's how it is. It paints a story, so it's easier for you to track. Whereas I could just put story and then basically just say, choose platform. It just flows nicer. But again, I've never seen anyone break it down into correct stories anyways. But that's why they say story, because it's supposed to paint a picture of the task that you want to achieve, or if it's a requirement of the requirement as well. If you can't see these options, if you actually click on here, go to space settings, you go to all the different work types, you can actually choose. So if this is showing because I have it, but if I wasn't showing, it would basically allow me to add it. And you can actually create your own as well. So for example, if I wanted to add something with money, I could use this as a little money and say profit. And this way, I actually know that any of these tasks that now will be entered with the little money sign will be used for profit. So you can really personalize it as well. It's not showing up though, is it? That's the only annoying thing. There you go. And there is a little profit thing as well. So you can actually even personalize it and tailorize it. If you don't like these names, you can actually, there's even like a little epic sign as well. So you can actually go and create your own. But this is how you basically enter those. So what you really want to do is choose epic. And let's say we'll get it in. So one of the big milestones will be choosing interim solution. That is the milestone that we want to achieve, a big milestone, right? And now this is where you also have a whatever your preference is. I know Rachel loves to go in here on the actual individual ones and basically adding the chat work, and you can basically start breaking it down. So what do I need to choose the interim solution? What do I need? I need to research GoDaddy. Another task that I will need to do is research Wix. Is it Wix like this? Whatever. Research Wix. Another thing I will need to do is align with Ole. On the developers. So she's actually went to find out how much would it cost, whatever I wanted to do with the actual developers. So then I need to do all of this. Then I need to have another task is maybe create a comparison table. Create a comparison table, and my last actually task could actually be, which actually then I can just mark the epic as completed, which will be choosing the interim solution. So can you see, even though this is a big task, choosing interim solution, it breaks down into all of these different areas. So essentially that is how you create how you start breaking it down in JIRA. Or another way could be, and then can you see, it'll nicely show you what is involved in that. Or another way is to go through this way, and then I could say requirements for, or we'll not even requirements, we'll say content for the solution. So this will be another big, and I'm so sorry guys, I'm not screaming at you, I promise. And then you click plus. Did it give me a plus? I don't know why I'm lagging so much. Plus. You can change it again if it's a story, profit, bug. Bug usually basically means like something's bad is happening in the because remember it's Agile and JIRA was always for software developers. So you know when you find bugs in software developers, but now it's only just used for bug for any little issues that we have. You choose what you want to do, and content for solutions. So it will be courses, sell courses. Another thing that I want to achieve with it is inquiry for coaching. Another thing I want to have is showcase events. So again, even though this is a big milestone that I want to achieve, to know what content I would need for the solution, I broke it down to actually see what actually is needed for me to know that needs this, right? And essentially then you can actually start breaking down even the stories into subtasks. So I do want to sell courses, but I want to sell individual courses. And then actually I want to sell bundles as well. So I would put that as a separate thing for me to track to see, yes, I do want to sell courses, but actually I want to sell individual courses, and then I want to sell as bundles. So I want to have that option in there as well. I also might want to say, not just sell courses, I want to say book workshops. So actually this whole thing, maybe I could have called it something like, you know, selling, not just courses, but everything. So can you see now how we break down for content for the solution breaks down into showcase upcoming events, inquiry for coaching, selling courses, but then this selling courses ends up breaking down into activities that are required for me to be able to sell courses. So from booking workshops, the bundles, individual courses. So I feel like that's the longest story short of how to enter all of the different work items. Then you already know all of these fields. It just really depends which ones you prefer. If you want a different field, you just create another field. You choose the field type. There's checkboxes, labels, drop downs, dates, timestamps, paragraphs, short text, and you just click. So I guess let's do a drop down as a thing. Drop down, and I could say Stop. So field name, I would say must have. I could even do that. I'll always encourage you guys to describe your fields, especially if you're using it with a team, just so people understand it. And then I would put the different option, yes, no. And essentially now, I can basically open all of these and I can decide actually maybe at this point, I don't care about booking workshops. And because actually I know I can do that on Eventbrite, right? So maybe in the end, I'll put that as a not a must have. Or maybe I'll even put individual courses as a yes, but no for bundles. So then this way I can actually break down which one is a must have for me, which is not. But again, the beauty of it, you saw, you can tailor it to whatever you like. So this way you're able to, sorry, that was a good stretch. You're able to really personalize it. If you don't care for some of these fields, like created and stuff, all you basically do is remove the column. You remove the column. If you want to move the column, you can basically take it and drag it. There's different statuses to do as well. Where are you? All of these different ones you can amend in your buckets, which is in your board. So you can add it here as in ideas, let's say. I know, so Rachel, I'm stealing your ideas bucket. So then here, when we go back to the list, you can basically just choose that as an idea of where you're having it in progress. Another thing is, if you basically choose to do your board as a scrum, for sprints, you can basically do your sprints. And if you guys remember, we basically spoke about last week how we'll be working is we're going to be creating sprints and we're going to be dragging the activities that we need to achieve in that sprint. So for this sprint, I could basically choose different dates. I would put initiation into, oh, oopsie daisy. I could put the sprint name as interim solutions, initiation, or you could just call it sprint one. I'll pick start date as today. I'll pick end date and on the 31st because we want to see, and I could put a goal in it and I'll say choose which interim solution we will go with. I'll update that. And then what happens, remember everything that we create in our list is basically a backlog. Our backlog is everything that you want to achieve in your project. So then what happens is you end up dragging, why is it not dragging? Here you go. You end up dragging the activity that you need to focus on this sprint. So because my sprint is developing the interim solution, I now know, and you can see you can start sprint here, start it. Now our sprint has been started, and essentially you see what we will be focusing for the next week. So that's actually how we do it at work as well. And you can actually create another sprint. Next sprint could be, it will not be interim solution. Next sprint would be content on the platform. So remember, we would already have chosen what we want to achieve in the interim solution and which interim solution we're going for. So next will just be content on the platform, and that's where I would start dragging all of these in, because this is where I choose everything that I want. And you can sort of see the breakdowns of it as well. It doesn't show the breakdowns here, but you can click on the individual items and basically see what is required. By having sprints, it basically allows us to just, rather than think of the entire backlog, it allows you to get everything off your brain, what you want to achieve for the project, and then you can basically choose what you'll be focusing in this sprint. You can even select everything in the sprint, you know, if you wanted to complete everything. But it also shows you basically what epic this is also linked to. And I know right now I just chose everything from the same epic, but this is good. So for example, if I drink this into this sprint, it allows me to basically see that this story is actually linked to a whole another epic, so it just allows us to see. Another amazing thing is actually you can bring story points. So with story points, we usually go from 1 to 10, 10 being the most intense of how much effort it will take. At the start of the project, what we really should decide is like, so say if something takes a day, we will say this is 1 effort. If something takes 2 days, it will be 2. Of course, in project management, it might not be as easy like that. So you just need to align with the team and see basically how you want to talk about, how you want to define the story points. And essentially it's supposed to let you know. So let's say if you got this as a 5, this as a 10, this as a 10. Oh, we're gone. We disappeared. So essentially then it shows you how many of your story points are still to do. So if I move this to in progress, can you see now it shows you how many of my story points are in progress? And essentially with this way, you can basically see how much effort is required for that task. And if you log in into your board and you see that majority of your story points are still to do and not in progress, you basically know to like really want either to drop something out of the sprint and move it to the next sprint. Actually, the way project management works is in agile, whatever you don't complete in a sprint, you should just leave it behind. However, in reality, it just doesn't work like that. So that is how you sort of have a look at your JIRA. It depends what view you prefer as well. If you prefer a board view, this is here. Calendar view will show you all of these. Because I didn't put I didn't put dates into the individual tasks, it's not showing up here. But if I put in the stories all the dates, it will be showing up on here, and you'll basically just know that, can you see here, we got a sprint coming up here, interim solution just happening. We also have a little Gantt chart view as well, if you wanted to see. So that's all the different views, and I feel like that's, I guess, the longest story short about JIRA. Let me see, someone said something in the group. What did y'all say? Y'all said she said yeah, so that is pretty much it, right? So let me see, do you guys have any questions? Oh, there's quite a few of you in here now. Hello. Oh, hello guys, how do you do? Yeah, do you guys have any question? Hopefully that little overview was useful. I will share, of course, I'll upload this, and what I'll do is I'll share our JIRA sessions that we did where we kind of went into slower pace, went through it. But I do believe in this 20 minutes we kind of got a lot of like the basics done. I don't know, would you say, Rachel, from your expert opinion now, because you have been partying in JIRA a little bit, do you feel like the overview we just did kind of shows a lot of the information that people need to get on with their JIRAs?
Hi everyone. Yes, yeah, you literally just explained everything well. I was literally just adding people from our group to the Jira now, so everybody should actually receive their email. And yeah, the only thing is, I mean, I picked, what did I pick? I picked Agile. I think. Yeah, I picked Agile one. But I don't know what's your own like view on Agile, I guess. I think they are, I don't know, as it was above, I can't remember.
On the different, it's
In
like a
terms,
different board, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. And it's
It-
more, I don't know.
Yeah. And to be fair, it's not that one of them is better than the other. It's literally how you want to see it, right? So I think you just don't have let's say options to start those sprints. So technically you could just create another little bucket if you wanted per sprint. So I feel like, yeah, none of the boards are one better than the other. My original board also was not in sprint. I think it was Isaac that done his in sprints, and I was like, it's true, I missed my sprint. So I was like, you know what? Let me redo the whole thing. That's the only annoying thing. Once you start a board, you can't change the premises of it. You just have to start a new board. So let's say if you did want to have a dispute, you would just have to migrate all of the information into a new space. So yeah, no, it's your personal preference really, and I guess what the team needs, right? Because essentially sometimes we don't work in sprints, so why have the whole sprint there if you don't need it? So that is basically the main thing. Okay, I guess any questions from non-JIRA users? Let me know if you guys had any questions on the JIRA. No. No. Okay. So I guess what I would love to do for the next 10 minutes is just quickly, I know you guys are gathering your requirements and everything, right? So I know that's gonna come, but for the sake of me making this decision, well, us making this decision on what interim solution we would go for, I would love for your ideas to just hear what you think as a minimum we should have on this solution. So I know here I sort of started saying, you know, showcasing upcoming events, inquiries for coaching, selling courses. Do you think as a start, there should be anything else that we do that should be included in this? So remember, this is basically gonna be a it's basically gonna be a website. Whatever platform we go with, it's basically gonna be a website. If you was purchasing project management courses, what would you need to see on that website? A signed form for terms and conditions. Oh yeah. Let's do this. Form for terms and conditions. And then I guess, do you think there's a big need for you to be able to log in into the account, or you think as soon as you purchase stuff and it gets sent to your email, that's fine? Would you want to access it? Would you want to, let's say, have an account where you can access your account, or is it sufficient enough that stuff just gets sent to your inbox? Oh, multiple payment options. I like that. Multiple payment options. For safety reasons, feedback forms and care after interim solution have been completed. Oh, I like that. Feedback form and KPIs after the interim solution has been completed. And I guess with this one, again, I guess, do you think it would just be sufficient for it to be sent out as an email for the feedback form? I guess, what do you think is the most efficient way to get the feedback forms out? Or is it a link, or should it be a link to the website and you come back and fill out the feedback forms? Actually, talking about feedbacks, what's them TripAdvisor? Is it TripAdvisor reviews or whatever? Like, you know, reviews, and you know, sometimes people pop up. I think that would be a good section to have somewhere so people can share, like, you know, their feedback for it. So we'll say reviews. We've got multiple payment options, form for terms and conditions, showcase and upcoming events, inquiry for coaching. I guess even a little about us session, right? We just need a little about us, contact us, about us. I guess another thing as well, contacting us. How do people contact us? Yes, that's why sign forms would be important. Also getting collaborators. I like that. Well, when you say getting collaborators, what do you mean getting collaborators? I guess, yeah. What else? Has anyone brought any courses? Have you brought any courses on anywhere before? Have you done any training with anyone? Have you signed up to any coaching or something? What have you needed to receive? You know, and I do actually want, like, you know, freebies. So by freebies is like you sign up to, let's say, get a CV template, but then we could get your CRM going, like a whole customer list, freebies to get leads, people who might deliver training live or free paid. Oh, yes. I guess that comes part of the training. I guess so we could even say live training. Live training. How do we include live training? Collaborators. And then maybe as well, what we could do is go through is like what then afterwards, like what is actually the most crucial things that we really need in here to be. Maybe we'll do it by priority. Yeah. Anything else? Let me guys know. Because remember, this is why I really want you guys involved in the project because, well, it's supposed to be work experience, isn't it? I don't want to just go and dictate everything. I want your input. I want to know from your perspective. As a project manager, what do you think should be in this project? You know? You know, you know? Oh, yeah. Anything else? I guess definitely for interim solution, right? That's the main things, isn't it? Selling courses, inquiry for coaching, showcase upcoming events, forms for terms and conditions, multiple payment options, feedback forms and KPIs, reviews, about us, contact us, freebies to get leads, live training, collaborators. What else did you guys say? Chatting page. I like that. Chatting page. I do feel like that probably ends up being more, I guess, probably in the next phase of it though, isn't it? I feel like chatting page probably ends up being a bit of a difficult one, but we should definitely, any ideas that you guys have, let's put in here. And then if, let's say, if that's part of phase 2, we can always just do it part of phase 2, you know? You know. What else am I thinking? I would love to have a job board. You know, when we post loads of different jobs, if you're in Project or Takeover community, you'll see there's like a general chat and there's like an opportunities chat on WhatsApp. So I would love to do job boards. So post different jobs on there. But again, I don't not fast for just not too fast for phase 1, let's say. Okay, let's go through it then. Selling courses. I mean, in my world, that why isn't it let me do it? Why didn't it let me do it, guys? Guys, why is my JIRA broken? Guys, my JIRA is broken. Why didn't it let me do it? Guys, why didn't it let me do it? Okay, well, if that happens, you might have to just individually go and do it, which I kind of don't want to do individually. I don't like individual. I know, Rachel, you prefer to do individual. I don't like it. I don't like to be partying in the whole individual thing. Why is it doing that? You find it easier. Can you see how I'm just here every time I'm individual, I'm like a frog without knowing where to swim. I don't know why, but I think it's when I was learning to use it, I always did it like this rather than thing. I just don't understand why it's not letting me go into the priority. Why are you bugging, bro? Everything else is letting me do apart from guys, fix it. Let's see, maybe we can delete it and add it again. Refreshing the page works. Yeah, just refresh, but let's try. Righty, let's put it back in. much.
Another thing I don't like is the fact that you can't change the, like, the test title. You can't change it once you set it.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
That's
I
weird.
I
Don't like.
hate. That's why actually at the start I would just go and create everything as my own, because this
Mm.
way I can like name the field however I wanted, you know. That's what actually I used to do back in the day, just like create my own fields, because I don't like that either. Because I don't like the fact that why you couldn't it work? I don't like that either. I don't like the fact that you couldn't it work. So I definitely I'm with you on that one as well. And so you can unfreeze this one then and like send it to the back. Because basically it doesn't let you. So what you could do is basically create like a new one and then pow it. But yeah, I don't like that either. But I don't know why I have heard that JIRA had a shutdown the other day, and people was making a bunch of funny TikToks like, I'm so upset my JIRA's not working, now I can't work. And they're like, when they do that thing, like crying, they're like, so maybe it's that. Because, yeah. Okay, let's just use this then. Let's just use this must have as our prioritization. So content, job board. No, this is not a must have. Check-in page. I wouldn't say it's a must have for now, just only because it's a thingy, but I do really like that. And it leads to the whole community, because remember, I do in the end want this to be a community platform. So chatting page forum will be a big thing. Oh, I wonder if I could integrate like a Reddit thread. Let me leave it as comments. Like, because on Reddit we could actually basically have a thread. Like, I wonder if we could basically in maybe I'll just add that as a subtask Reddit thread. Like as a simple thing. So it's like we don't have to design, let's say, the chatting for now. Is there like a simple integration that we could do, Go back, go back, go back, go back. Live training collaborators. We do want that. I guess what I'm thinking of is embedding like YouTube embed YouTube, MS Teams, LinkedIn, etc. So then it's like technically we don't have to host a live. It's like we're embedding it so it's easier. So that will be a yes. If embedding will be a yes. Previously gets a leads, that's a yes. Contacts us, that's a yes. About us, I'm assuming a yes. You guys think it's that must have? You guys think it's that must have? Reviews, I think yes. But actually, maybe no for the interim solution. I think we can get away with feedback forms, yes. Multiple payments, yes, it's a must have. Forms for terms and conditions, yes. Showcase upcoming events, yes. Inquiry for coaching, yes. Do you think inquiry for coaching and inquiry for like businesses to get in touch for like business services, it should be two different forms? It doesn't make sense though, right? To have it as two different forms. Do you feel like that's a duplication? No, it could just be one form, right? But just probably not calling inquiry for coaching, inquiry for business. We're going to just say business and coaching for now. Coaching for now. Selling courses, that is a big must have. Book workshops, it's not a must have for now, no. Bundles, I think I do want to do bundles. I think I do want to do bundles. So yeah, I mean, is there anything else that you guys can think of? You can put one inquiry list with drop down options. It'll automatically do that for you. Oh, look at you, smart girl. Let me add that in. Drop down list for different areas. And don't you guys think like for interim solution for like the baby, this really kind of puts everything that we need in the mix? Don't you think so? I would love for you guys to collaborate with me more because I feel like I don't even know some of you guys. I don't even know what your voices sound like. I don't even know how amazing your ideas are. And I think that's the main thing that I guess I'm struggling with to get out of this work experiences. I feel like people are just in the background. So yeah, I would love for you guys to get involved more. This has definitely been a pilot, let's say, for the next phase as well. I guess that's a good question. In terms of work experience, how do you believe I encourage you to contribute more to this? Because I feel like a lot of people in the work experience are like more in the background rather than contributing to what we're doing. So from your perspective, what do you think should happen that would make you want to contribute more in these sessions, make you contribute more on the on the assignments? What motivation do y'all need? Let me know, because I think that's one thing that I've been finding the last few weeks. I feel like I do a lot of talking and other people ain't doing as much talking as much. And it's like the whole work experience was really supposed to be, well, you guys showcasing a lot of your knowledge and, you know, getting comfortable and participating. Am I putting you guys under pressure? You should be feeling under pressure. You should be, the pressure is getting worse, and I'm here to put the pressure. So we shall see. Because, yeah, I guess at the moment, I feel like a lot of people haven't contributed as much as I would like them to. Don't get me wrong, I will say I got my eggs. There's some people that have given me ideas beyond thinking points, and, you know, even Rachel as well. She's really prompting me to pow things. So, yeah. Do you want me to just say please? Can you guys please contribute? Can you guys get involved more? Please. Don't leave me like my father did. Please. Please. So, okay, I really feel like actually, I know this was a test, but I actually might rename this into like that's one thing I always struggle to rename the board. Is that what you was also saying earlier? You can't rename the board. I know you can't rename the fields. Let's go into space settings, see if I can. There. We go into space settings, and I'll just call this the interim solution, to be fair. Interim solution, space key will just be IS. The space key, by the way. Interim. Okay. Basically, the space key is like a reference to make it easier for you to get like an ID. And then let's save it. So I guess, yeah, I do feel like from, let's say, content required for the solution, I feel like at the high level, this is really it. And I guess if you haven't started on your requirements, this will lead nicely into it. So, you know, as a business owner, I want to have a job board. Also, as a user, they want to have a job board, you know, so hopefully this is also giving you some great thinking points to help with your requirements gathering. But I do think on a high level, it gives oh my god. Oh my god, sorry, 2 seconds. Oh my god. Am I getting sick again? I feel like from the high level view, this is like good understanding what I want for the interim solution. Do let me know if you guys think of anything else as well. So I guess for the last 10 minutes, what I want to do is show you the form. Hey G, I'm a little bit confused. I haven't been to some of the sessions. Are we doing requirements gathering for an interim solution or the platform? So for the entire, for the interim solution, please, what we can do is if, let's say, you feel like you got some great thinking points, drop it down still in the requirements gathering. And what we can basically do when we're prioritizing it, I could basically put it as a no, and then but basically have it there to make it easier for phase 2. So the requirements gathering is definitely on the interim solution. So it's like at the basic level, what is required for us to start selling the courses and stuff. However, again, if you got a great idea, please, so you don't lose it, still note it down. But then when you're prioritizing it, because remember you're gonna have either your prioritization with Moscow, must have, should have, could have, won't have, or you're gonna be using these little priority things that are not working for me at the moment, actually. Irritating. So then we can basically put that as a must have, as a, like, we could put that as a should have. So the main focus is on the interim solution, but please, if you do think of anything good, still drop it down. But it might not be a must have for now, but then when we're doing phase 2, if you're still part of phase 2, I can take those. But if you're not part of phase 2, I can still include it in the phase 2. So yeah, that was a good question. Any other questions? Any questions on JIRA as well? I feel like it's definitely giving you quick. Don't get me wrong, this is just the most basic view, but it's definitely giving you enough knowledge to at least know how to start breaking it down. And essentially what I really want to do is start going into plans. So yeah, so next week, I know we had a planning session last week, so I just need to obviously from this week to next week decide what the interim solution is so we can start cracking out a plan. But the plan will be due on the 8th. On the 8th of October. So essentially, if you are free, you could basically already start working on your plan and just start. I know, and one of the parts of your plan will also be for us to choose the interim solution, but then start thinking what activities are needed to get this interim solution going. Let's see, someone said something. Can we have a personalized student profile? Ooh, like on the website? Let me put that. I like that.
Yeah, like on the website. Yeah. So you have your profile picture, your details and all that. So whenever you log in, you can see your information.
Yeah, I'll
Don't
put
know if
that
that
in.
makes sense.
Yeah, no, I like that. I actually like that. And actually, what I want to do with this platform is, you know how Duolingo is and they have the whole leadership board? I want to get this platform to that thing where it's like you go on your profile, you'll even see where you stand on the leadership boards. So this is definitely a good shout.
Yeah.
Probably not for the interim solution, but 100% for the next phase. However, I'll still put it here because, like I said, the developers maybe will be able to do all of these things even now. I guess it's just the cost of it. But I think that'll be fun, isn't it? And I think another thing is a thinking point for especially the interim solution. How do I motivate people that, yes, of course, I want to make as much money as I can with this, but how do I motivate people to complete the course? Do we send out like a reminder email a week after? Should there be, maybe actually even let me create that as an epic motivation to complete the course, right? I don't want just I have purchased courses before which I have not completed. So they got my money, but I never got to use it, right? So it's like, how do we motivate people to also use this platform? Is also going to be a big part of this interim solution that I want you guys to start thinking about. So is it reminder emails? Reminder emails. Oh, is it maybe like monthly drop-in sessions? Do we do like a whole buddy up system? Like you buddy up with someone? Like, accountability partner? you know, like I really want to think how it's not just a partner. Guys, I can't spell partner. That's not how you spell it. Panther, partner. Okay.
PAOTNER.
Stop. Guys, I think I'm dyslexic when it comes to spelling now. I don't know if that's a possibility, but lately me and spelling is so hard. I just keep blaming it that I'm Lithuanian, but I was Lithuanian my whole life, and like last year my spelling wasn't that bad, but as soon as anyone starts spelling, it just goes in my head. So I genuinely think I developed dyslexia for spelling. I genuinely think so. I don't know if that's an option, but I don't know what's happening. And even as you spell that out, it just all and it keeps happening at work. It's so embarrassing. I'm ashamed. I am just ashamed. I
It's
don't
not
know.
embarrassing at all. I think, do you know what it is? I think we always think it's going to be more complicated than it is, because now we do everything over the computer, so we barely write it. So we're like, okay, does this sound right? Does this look weird? I think we just like second guess everything. That's probably what it is.
And that's actually right. Like nothing looks correct anymore.
Exactly.
Nothing looks how it should be. And I think English in general doesn't make sense as well. I don't know. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. See, partner. Partner. I will put PATHNE. Partner. Partner. Lol. Yes, they are struggling to spell hi. Lol. Hi. To be fair, that's another weird one. Because it could just be hi, H, hi. Oh my God, see, I can't even spell H, hi, H, hi, hi. So yeah. Okay, cool. So we'll leave this for now. This is a big thing of motivation to complete the course. So definitely always have that at the back of your head. So your requirements gathering, let me just be strict. It's due by, well, it's gonna be due by Monday, by next week anyways, because your progress reviews are due by the 31st. So if your business case and your requirements gathering is not completed by then, as well as your LinkedIn posts, remember you were supposed to do some LinkedIn posts. If those are not completed, you won't be passing the progress review anyway. So, yeah, everything is due by the 31st for requirements and business case. Let me now open the beautiful form Rachel has created. And then what's gonna happen after these progress reviews as well, I'm gonna move us basically into a separate group. I'm gonna move us into a separate group so we can start cracking down with deployment. I think I should have been doing this much earlier on, because I just feel like I guess people are slacking, and I know people don't have time sometimes, and you know, stuff like that. But then it's like, I feel like we're stalling with the work experience because I'm waiting for people to catch up, and now it's like, let's get it out. Let's get it out. Let me quickly find the form. Rachel sent it to me.
Do you know, with the LinkedIn post, that's the only thing I've not done. So we've done the business case. I've done like the task for the magazine and getting onto the JIRA. It's the LinkedIn post. I just can't get myself to do it. It's just so embarrassing. I just don't know how to explain it.
I know 100%. The LinkedIn, whole thing about LinkedIn, it is uncomfortable. It is also, it makes you feel like, oh, if I do it, no one's gonna like it. And I think that's a big reason why I wanna kind of just force you to do it in this work experience. So by the end of it, you don't feel awkward. So it feels like it's just second nature. And I guess from your perspective, what would make it easier that as the work experience group that we could help with, you know, because I did all the templates. So in the overview form of all the content that we've been doing, there's templates, let's say, for posts to make it easy as thinking points. Is there anything that you feel like we could do that would make it feel less awkward and less weird?
No, I saw the templates as well. The thing is, I was so close to doing it, and I was just thinking, like, but the whole network that I have on LinkedIn, it's literally nothing to do with project management. Obviously, like, I remember, like, you showed us how, like, we could, like, turn it into, let's say, like legal and like try to think
Yeah.
it, because I've not made a post on LinkedIn yet. It just feels so awkward because then they'll be like, what the heck is going on here? Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. And I think also think about that you want to get into project management, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
essentially, okay, maybe your connections are not there, but LinkedIn sends your posts everywhere. Like sometimes people comment on my posts that I'm not even connected with. So by you posting about this work experience or the things that we're learning about, if you even want to, phrase it as not even work experience, you don't have to say that it's work experience. You can just talk about the topic that we discussed, right? And that we
yeah,
covered it this week. But I think just realizing that, well, you want to get your LinkedIn to a stage, right, where it is
yeah,
coming across a lot of project managers. And I think it's then up to you is, so are you going to keep your LinkedIn based on your connections? Because if you're keeping your LinkedIn based on your connections are not in project management. So then that limits your options to also grow in the project management world.
yeah, that's true as well.
What did Rachel say? It's expressing your learning experience and reflecting on what you knew, then what you know now, and then tagging the people you learn from. That's how I view it and change it. I like that. I like that. And that's why actually as well, I know people are not doing it. And anytime that, let's say, I do notice that people tag me and stuff, I put it into the group. I want us to, like, once, someone posts, like, we all go like it, support it, comment it, share it, so you don't feel like no one is there for your posts. And another thing, just because you're not getting likes, trust me, it does not mean people are not seeing it. Some of my posts got like basically 300k, 3k views, but it will have like 10 likes. So it's that people are watching. People are still watching. So people know. And even sometimes people that come and talk to me and say, oh, like, I seen you do X, Y on LinkedIn. I would just want to be like, but you never liked it though. So what do you mean? So people are watching. And I think even generally, because we scroll a lot, I scroll a lot nowadays
Yeah,
without liking stuff, you still see it. So it's like, even actually when I quit work, in my exit interview, she's like, oh, I saw you've been doing project management training. And I was like, is it? Because you never liked one of my posts. But people see it and you become an expert in that area. Hey, Miss Rachel.
Hi. Also, I just what you said as well, like just when people they've not obviously liked your post and they see it, like the impression thing, it lasts for a long time. So that means people are like constantly like viewing your post and they're just like waiting to see what you're gonna upload next. That's something I've realized. And then when you upload, you just get people who are like, oh, and people do chat to you as well, on LinkedIn, especially those people, especially if like they've not reacted to your post, but they will like be like, oh, blah 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 blah, and then yeah,
Yeah, definitely. And to be fair, the more you post, the more algorithm on LinkedIn pushes you out to recruiters as well. So even when you apply for roles on LinkedIn, if you're more active on LinkedIn, your profile will be higher seen by the recruiters. It's just how it works. Someone did an experiment in my network and he was posting a lot. The amount of recruiters that messaged him was tremendously different to when he wasn't posting. Um, so that's also another thing to think about. And I think about is think of your think of your um think of your brand. That's what made me realize I need to be more on LinkedIn. And you think I wanted to be on TikTok, showing my face, telling people how I work, and allowing people into my space. Like, there's a video where these lot are calling me Project Management Roadman. Project Management Roadman. Do you know how rude it is to call someone Project Management Roadman? And obviously, it's because I'm putting myself out there, right? But essentially, I realized if you don't build your brand,
yeah,
you'll struggle to get jobs. If your brand is strong, you'll get hired in a heartbeat.
yeah, that makes sense.
So have a thing from that perspective as well. But yeah, I definitely get it. I am awkward to this day. I feel awkward every time I post on TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram. it is awkward. I feel awkward. I feel weird. I feel like who's gonna like it. And even actually the other day, someone from my connections from ages ago, when he messaged me, when he commented on the post, I was like, oh my God, I even forgot that he's on here. So your post can actually even expose you to people that you haven't even caught up with in like years, you know,
Yeah.
and even from your network. I know your network is not from project management. However, they might know someone who needs project management professionals in the legal sector, right? So essentially now they'll be like, oh, you know what? I've seen Aaliyah post on LinkedIn about project management. And actually, I know she's amazing at what she does in legal. Let me recommend them to her, you know?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I need to like get
A little motivational of the Saturday morning.
Thanks, guys.
Little motivational. I was also scared. I just started posting when it started. And my last post was 4 years ago. So the way you speak like now, thinking about people that to change your post that and it attracts people. Yeah, it definitely does. It 100% does. And just keep going. Actually, I don't know. No, you guys might have not been. There was one session that we did and Gail came in to speak. I don't know if you guys, some of you guys was on that session, on the guest session. She's doing a challenge right now, 100 days of posting. She's
Yeah, I
on
remember
weeks,
you posting that. Yeah.
and she's on like week 6. And Gail's brand has grown tremendously to the point where, you know, because she told me in advance she was going to do this, and she's like, if anyone wants to join, like, come and join us. Basically, it makes me feel like she's on week 6. I could have been on week 6 with Gail. Like, it's even making me regret not starting it with her, because look, she's done week 6, she's seeing the results, she's reaping the benefits, you know. So that's the thing, isn't it? But I mean, there's no point regretting. It's how do we move from now?
Yeah.
Because even now, I preach to you guys to post on LinkedIn, but it's only on Friday that I was posting about the events on Friday evening and Saturday. So that's also not good, you know. So I'm also here with you guys and understand. It's so long as well. It looks fast, but it's not. It looks fast. The good trick that I did find is scheduling your LinkedIn posts makes it easier for you. You know, you can schedule it. I don't know if you guys know, you can schedule a LinkedIn post.
Yeah, I think you showed us on the time that you were showing us the templates that you showed us on uh the live, not the live, sorry, the session that you were doing, how to do it.
Yeah. So I did find that if I do that, I'm more active, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll wake up and make the post. I wake up, I snooze my alarm. By the time you know it, I'm in a meeting. From that meeting, I'm in the next meeting. From that meeting, I'm like, oh, let me go walk my dog. I'll do it after. By the time you know it, it's the evening and I still haven't posted it. Then I'm like, oh, it's the evening. Is there any point of posting? That's also another thing. Forget about the hours. I do believe once you start posting, you will see what hours are predominantly like more popular. But at this part, to get us into consistency, let's not think of the hours, because I'm like, I've noticed when I post around 8 a.m. I get the most engagement, because I guess people are going to work and you know, people are traveling. Whereas if I post at 10 a.m., everyone's stuck in meetings from there. But for the sake of consistency, let's not even think like, we can start thinking about the timings when we're like consistent and you know we comfortable and stuff like that. But for now, that's another thing. If you feel like you missed the perfect time, post it. Just post it. You guys would have if you go on my LinkedIn, you'll see my active hours are like 3 a.m. Yesterday, I think I made a post at like 2 a.m. I was just a thing. So yeah, let's do that. I want to find the form, but I don't think I can quickly find it now. Yalla. Um, I just can't find it. Let me not put Rachel under pressure. But I might have to align with Rachel and get the form from her after. I just cannot find it in my emails at
I know, I
all.
think the emails disappear after a while, because even with some of the work that we did as a group, it just Rachel had we were all working on the documents, and I swear it was in the inbox, but it just disappeared. I don't know how.
It's so weird. Let's see. And then it's like I got her emails even from all the way in September. So I think I'm just not searching it correctly. Yeah, I think I'm not searching it correctly. Remember the form, the progress review form you did?
Yeah.
I cannot
Oh,
find that
that's a
for the life
lot.
of my, I know, I cannot find that for the life of Jesus.
I'll resend it. I'll just add you to it again. Yeah, it's just one of those
Perfect.
things.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
So a quick overview. I did want to walk you guys through it, but to be fair, that's on me because I haven't even amended the form. But essentially what will be in there is your name, just so I know who did it, and we're basically going to have sections in there for you to submit evidence for the progress review. So there should be a screenshot section where you can add a screenshot and you basically submit, when you send in your business case and you got like an email back from me to basically say that the business case has been submitted and you've been for final approvals. If let's say I send back some feedback and you haven't improved on it yet, you can actually submit both of them. The one where I sent for actually you might as well just submit the final version, isn't it? And it'll basically be like the email that I sent, thank you for submitting your business case, blah blah blah. For your requirements as well, I've given feedback to everyone who sent me their requirements on email. So just screenshot that email as evidence. For your LinkedIn post, you can either copy the link to your LinkedIn post or screenshot the LinkedIn post, and again, it will be a section to attach it in there. So for now, actually, it's nothing even crazy. It will be a screenshot of your submitted business case. So a screenshot of my email where I acknowledge it. A screenshot of the email as well where oh sugar baby. Hello, bye bye. Where's you go, bye bye? Don't be shy. It's a cute baby. And then a screenshot of the requirements gathering, basically the feedback email, and then the 2 LinkedIn posts as well. I also been slacking with the LinkedIn post, so I feel like I can't really put pressure on you guys with the LinkedIn post. But after this week, I'm back on fully putting the whole weekly thing, just because I think it'll be really beneficial. So basically what will happen with that form, you'll submit all of the information, I go through it, provide you feedback, and then we move on into the next stage of this project. I am going to start leaving people behind, and we basically, that group chat in WhatsApp, we'll keep it as like a landing group chat. But then anyone who basically submits their progress reviews and goes to the next stage, we'll just create a separate chat. And I also think this way it will also encourage, well, it'll motivate us as well, because I feel like there's over 200 people or something in that group chat. Not a lot of people participating, so we might as well start filtering people out. And when I landed Abdul on the internship that he did in summer, he said every week he would just cut people off. So I mean, that's how I don't want to be that tough, but I guess it's just motivation needed, isn't it? So yeah, I'll send out the progress reviews this week. It'll be due by the 31st. And yeah, it's just a reflection as well exercise. I wanted to treat it like a reflection exercise. I might even add, what did you learn, let's say from requirements gathering, what did you learn from the business case, just to see what you guys have learned with the experience. I know we have been going a bit slower at the moment, so I want to push it up a notch and us just start flying through. So we're going to be covering, after the progress reviews, we're going to be covering plans, risk management. I'm going to show you a bit of lessons learned as well, change management as well. We're going to be covering some of these things. And my goal is really to launch this interim solution at the end of November, as you guys still remember. I'm still going to stick with that. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, let me know if you do have any questions on the whole progress review piece.
Do you know the feedback forms? Are they going to be emailed to us? Or are they all going to be in like one place where we download it and then edit and show the screenshots?
Of the progress review?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like a Google Forms. So essentially, you'll just open the link and you can basically like, you know, fill it out and send it in.
Oh,
And then let's say at one point, if you feel like you want access to it or anything, I'll double check. I'll leave a thing. I don't know. I don't know if you know, Rachel, can you get like automatically pick an option where a person gets like as they submit, they also get an email like this is what you submitted. I'll put that on my list.
yeah, I
Submit
think,
it.
I think it already does it. I think I think
Yeah. Okay,
so.
perfect.
And they, I
We'll
think
ha-
they automatically will check. I'll make sure I check it.
yeah, thank you. It must be in the settings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely certain.
To
Because right at
receive.
the when you submit, you do get basically a thank you message anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't
Perfect.
know.
No, perfect. Thank you so much. So that is really it. So hopefully today's session was useful. If you joined the PWTO debate as well, would love your feedback. If you thought it was fun, I want to make it like a thing now, at least once a month, the whole debate. Again, National Project Management Day is happening on 6th of November. So I'm putting together a conference from 5 till 8, and I'm gonna bring different project management professionals to speak for like 10 minutes. I also want to extend this invitation to you guys because I want, well, in terms of project will take over, not to sound mean, I will always prioritize my people over other people. So if there is anyone on here that would love to participate in this event and talk about project management, you could also talk from your perspective as say, let's say if you don't have loads of project management experience, sharing a tip of what have you found useful to learn right now in project management. So I want people from different levels. I want people from different roles. So please do not be put off and please have a think. If you would like to have a 10-minute segment, let me know. And it's just something fun to talk about project management, talking about a tip, talking about you could even talk about, let's say, JIRA and how you found JIRA useful. You could also talk, if you want to get into project management, join initiatives like the work experience group so you kind of see how it works in reality. You could also talk about LinkedIn and how you feel like, it's uncomfortable, but you've seen how the benefits of it and stuff are. So please have a think if you would like to have a 10-minute segment. I think there's like 8 people that have signed up already. So yeah, that'll be fun as well. That'll be fun. So yeah, I would love for you guys to join. I might make Rachel join. That's the good thing about actually that's a good and a bad thing. When you participate now, I'm like, oh, anything I think I'm like, oh Rachel, oh Rachel, oh Rachel, oh Rachel. So yeah, let me know. And beautiful.
Sorry, did you ask the question? Because I just heard my name.
Oh, no, I was basically saying if anyone wants to speak at the International Project Management Conference, let me know. And then I was like, I might make Rachel do it. And that's a blessing of when you participate, it's a blessing and a curse. Now I'm like, oh, Rachel this, Rachel that. Oh, Rachel, oh, Rachel, oh, Rachel. Now that I know the name Rachel, I'm like, Rachel, Rachel, Rachel.
Oh,
Rachel,
I'll
Rachel.
only leave it like literally 30 seconds.
No, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But yeah, okay, perfect. Let me know if you guys know any questions. Actually, before we really wrap up, ose mo bien, ose domien. I don't know if you had a chance to catch up with your developers yet or not. So I guess if you did, I would love to know what the feedback was and what we've discussed with the platform. But I know it was only a few days ago. No?
With this a question, do you mean by developers like actually developing the website from scratch, or rather than using like obviously a pre-built web page?
No, this is like full on developers to actually develop it from scratch. So it's like our own platform.
I mean, that is more obviously cost wise, like costly.
Yeah. That's why she was like,
Yeah.
so you're thinking of this as an interim solution? I was like, blame it on Rachel. She's the one that
No,
started giving ideas, and I took them, and I was like, you know what? It's true. So I want to see, I want to do like an analysis of, let's say, using, because on Wix we're gonna have to spend money anyways, right? Essentially, or even if it's the GoDaddy website. So that if I spend, let's say, £200 of upholding the website for a year, but then I have to also then again go and spend extra money to develop the whole platform anyway, what is the difference of cost? Does it make just straight to go in there?
one or the
So
other. One
you
or
what?
the other. Is one or the other. If you're using developers can do like
Yeah,
create everything, even down to the chat. Obviously, like I said it's like costly because like that's time. That's
yeah,
a lot of time. Like, the data, whatever thing that they're doing anyways, is gonna take time. And then obviously with pre-built you call it like Wix or Squarespace or whatever brand you're using, it's a little bit less time. But obviously everyone within PWTO will be individually working on different sections. So obviously make sure that the website like comes alive, or obviously a selected amount of people just focus on like building the website, making sure like they like the colors, you like the colors. Somebody can be dealing with the form section side of things, that type of thing. So yeah, so I mean it's up to you what you yeah once you do your
yeah,
research and stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
if you think
And I
it's
guess
about
that's the And I guess that's the main thing, isn't it? Because then, like you said, it is one of the other, isn't it? So then, 'cause in reality, I just don't want to rely on any other platform in case if that platform goes down, we're messed up. If we get cancelled or something, and then they decide to ban me for doing something, I don't want to be banned either, you know? So it's one of those,
there's
the
even
benefits.
Another thing, there's Canva. You can build a website on Canva thing. There's so many platforms. There's obviously Google, so you could
Yeah,
maybe just it just depends where you want to go. But Wix is not going anytime soon. um,
yeah,
yeah, you don't have to
yeah,
be the lead, but it just depends on where you want to go.
yeah,
If you're getting a developer, that means you're gonna have to stick with the developer for quite a while because obviously changing from developers to developers is also
exactly. And then even also was even saying like, obviously the budgets are completely different budgets. But it's you. It's actually you, okay? So it was actually you that had me running
your
on this.
£500. This is a £500 budget. Like honestly, if you say you want to go a bit more, that means obviously we're looking at more funding, and that's okay. But obviously we're gonna have to be. That means our priorities will shift. So that means we need to get funding first. Obviously we can plan out the interim solutions, but then we need to get funding, even if it's like, I mean, even if the budget is quite low. So that's why I'm just sticking with like the budget, not the budget that's yet. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, with a budget, obviously something like Wix makes the most sense. So that's why I just need to sit down and see actually the pros and the cons. But yeah, because I started thinking, why not? Why not? But obviously, if she comes back and tells me it's like 5K, then obviously I'm like, yeah. But what did she say? She said she's booked to them already. Could I call you later tonight? Getting ready for a party. Yeah, of course. I'm actually gonna be shaking a leg tonight too. I'm going to City Splash. So we're aligned tomorrow to see what they said. And yeah, so by next week I'll have I'll come back with basically saying these are the pros and cons, and I suggest we go for this one, and I'll get everyone else's input as well. Um, but yeah, but yeah. Also,
not
it's
just
just like that doesn't even sound like an interim solution anymore, G. And I was like, well, well.
well, to be honest, we can agree to agree, but we need to pick something because if the inter solution is not happening, then I mean, it's a whole
Yeah.
different thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. So we'll see. So yeah. Um, so have a think as well as we keep going through this. If there's anything else that you guys think we should have in the interim solution outside of things that we discussed today, we'll have a look. I'll sort of do a like a analysis on all the different options, and then yeah, we can kick off into the plans. But yeah, thank you all so much. Have a beautiful Saturday. I shall cheers for you tonight. I'm finishing my big Hennessy bottle. Um, So yeah, and if you've got any questions, let me know. Any ideas, any questions, always here, because honestly, you guys have given me some great thinking points to the point where it might make me go and want to jump off the bridge and go all big, you know. So yeah, any ideas that you guys have, always please visit my way, because I feel like that's been amazing. Another great experience, work experience, from my perspective, to really get your guys' input, because, well, essentially, I'm not just building the platform for myself, right? A lot of people are going to be using it. So I want it to be the best that we can do it. So that is all. All right, then, my sweetie pies, have a beautiful day. God bless, no stress. Have an amazing weekend. And I shall see you next week. Petit pois, au revoir. Bye. No, you guys not even saying bye. Wow. You guys just drop it like that. Wow. Wow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, G. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the
Thank you
love.
so
Oh
much.
my God. These people are like my father. I cannot deal with it. All right, guys. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Yeah.